Hey everybody, it's Suzanne. Today I'm going to be making a stick blender hot process. I think you see it out there as SBHP, and I think there's probably a few names for it, but that's what I'm doing today, and I'll be shutting the video off and turn it back on as I go along so we can save some time and not bore you to tears. Alright, so I have all my oils already melted. I've got a big pot because this is a big batch. It will do 3 of my 64-ounce soap molds, so it's a big batch. I have the lye water here. It doesn't matter what temperature your oils are because this is hot process. So, but I can tell you I always check and stuff, but it was like 170 for the oils. And then the lye water, I just mixed that up a few minutes ago, so it's pretty hot. So, alright, I'm going to cut this back a little bit. I've just got a big stainless steel pot. You always want to use stainless steel. Aluminum will react with the lye and it'll tarnish your soaps. So always use stainless steel and nice spoons like this. Okay, I think that's good. All my other things that I'm going to be using today, I've already measured that out previously, like my clay. I'm going to add my clay. And there's also confectionery sugar in with the clay. Okay, so the next stage we look for is the applesauce, and see it kind of curdly kind of look like applesauce does. That's what we're going for next. And we're starting to do that here. At this point, I've turned my heat down on the burner here. You don't want your heat to be too hot right now, like at the maximum setting or something like that. You will have a volcano and it'll go out of control. So it's down. My settings are 1 to 5 and it's at 1. So, and if you had it up on 5, you can imagine it'd be splattering all over the place. So that's the reason. Keep stirring. Look, it's still got that applesauce texture to it. keep stirring. And the blender's getting a little bit of a rest. And I'm going to add my milk. It has 10 ounces of milk in this recipe. It'll also cool the things down too a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit, which is good. That's what you want. And it's real fluidy right now. And see, you just alternate back and forth. So in this recipe here is tallow, olive oil, sunflower oil, castor oil, palm oil, coconut oil, and I have some super fat here of that I'm going to add in a little bit here. It's in the crock pot over there staying warm, because you don't want to add it cold. You want it to be warm like the batter is, like this batter is. And that's cocoa butter. That'll be my super fat today. Sometimes I use shea butter, sometimes cocoa butter. This recipe here works good with cocoa butter. Alright, now I'm starting to increase my heat a little bit more. So I was at 1 and I'm at 3. And this will be the end, the final, the end of it. now back down to 2 for the temperature. And now back down to 1. And now it's starting to thicken up again, so you can cut your heat right off or take it off the burner if you want to, because the rest is just going to be stirring it. And we're getting out of that applesauce stage consistency and back to a nice batter. And now you want to start cooling it so you can add your fragrance. So I pick fragrances that are like flash at 200 degrees. And if I can get down below 200, then I'm happy. You could test it now and see where you're at with your lye being neutral. Where is my, I use phenolphthalein. I don't like to do the tongue test. So mine is not ready yet, so I'm going to continue to cook it for a little bit longer. That's what happens when you drop the phenolphthalein on your batter. It gets that color. So we're going to keep cooking here. I think I will put my burner on 1. Now, if you're not making a big batch like this, it's one tip I can give you is always have a big enough pot, way bigger than what you need actually, to give it room to do this, because it's you know, volcanoing up. So but you want to give it room. Even if you're making a small batch, try to find a pot that will give you enough room See, we're not at the applesauce stage anymore. We're back to like a normal batter, soap batter. And a nice long spoon like this. Either a wooden spoon or a stainless steel spoon. But see how it's rising? It's almost like a dough. And you better stir fast when it's doing this, because it'll go right to the top like it wants to do. Okay. Now see, that's what it does. It wants to volcano up, so you got to be really quick at that when it wants to do that. Take it off the heat. But that's good though that it came up like that. You want it to come up like that. You just don't want it to get away from you. So make sure you have a pot that can handle your recipe batter. Make sure that this is actually good exercise, but I am sweating. You can't see my face, thank God, but this will make you sweat. But as you see, it came all the way up to the top, which it does. And it's pretty close to being soap right now. Ideally, for an easy time, I could have cut this batter just a little bit and made it not so large, but I wanted to do the three my three molds, so I added a little bit more to the calculator and calculated it out, and those were the oils it gave me. So but it does get a little bit hairy. Okay. So 220. And I'll add my fragrance when it gets down a little bit now. Keep stirring though. Don't stop. And keep making it stay, fluidy like this. Scrape down, your sides and okay, here's my cocoa butter. And it's 5% super fat. Or wait a minute, this here recipe is 4.17%. To be exact, how it calculated it out. And it's at 209. That's good. Boy, if you could see the sweat on my forehead. All right. Let me just test this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to scoop out some. And in one of them, it's going to be yellow. And the other one is going to be blue. So I put yellow in one and blue in the other. Okay, you can see it's pretty workable. And it smells really good. It's peppermint. And okay, so that's good. The next one this next one is, I call it a woodsman soap, and it's a rustic kind of a soap with citronella and cedar wood, and I put rosemary, ground rosemary, nutmeg, sage, turmeric, and it's a real rustic soap, like the men like it. And there's tea tree in there. And I put tea leaves from green tea. I put that in there. Let's see. Citronella, cedarwood. Oh, lemon, lavender. Let's see, what else? Lemon, lavender. I think that's about it. So So this would be like from my Naturals line. It has no mica colors in there, no nothing. It's not like colorful or pretty or anything. It's just a rustic bar soap. Goat's milk, clay, but now when you're making other hot processed soaps, you can't work with the batter, so much. But this one here, because you're stick blending it and keeping the dough moving all the time, you can work with it a little bit. So this is a customer favorite, and we shall sprinkle some oatmeal on the top. This is your plain Quaker oats. So that's that one. Making a mess. Yes, I can make a mess. Not hard to do. And I'll spray it a little bit. So these are 5-pound molds. And the last one This last one is a eucalyptus and spearmint. And again, it's from my Naturals line. People like this that are sensitive to colors and just want a natural soap. So they like this. Has goat's milk and clay, all the good stuff. And so I make these over and over and over. Now if you want to make like a swirl soap or fancy soap, pretty soap, add your goat's milk last, like after when you're cooling it, to add your fragrance. Add your goat's milk at that time, and then it won't be this color. So this is just a natural color, and what helps me to get this is the goat's milk. And so that's it. that's the beginning and the end, and you've made soap in just a short time here, and it'll sit tonight. You can use it. Tomorrow I would let some water evaporate from it, let it like sit or air out for a week or two, but you can use it. It's all good to go. The longer it sits, the harder the bar, so the water will evaporate out of it and create a nice hard bar. But so that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it and have a great day.